Dobro večer, bitches! This is Tom coming to you from Shanghai for another reaction video, and today I'm going to be reacting to Montenegro. Give me strength. As you might be able to tell, I'm not the biggest fan of the Montenegrin song. It's my least favourite song at this point in time. I think it's absolutely dismal. But I admire anyone who has a song that's been panned, takes it, does a bit of a revamp and re-releases it and gives it a second shot. I've been to Montenegro before. I was there in 2011. It's a beautiful country. I went to Kotor and I climbed up the mountain with the wall, and it's a beautiful place. So big fan of Montenegro, but I'm going to give it a second chance because maybe this might be the revamp of the century. Who knows? I've heard that there's going to be a little bit more Balkan sound in it, which I like. I'm hoping there's so much Balkan sound that you actually can't hear the original song. That would be perfect. And I'm hoping that the Balkan sound is a completely new song superimposed on top of the old one. So Montenegro have the 4th worst record for qualifications in the competition. Stacked glasses. The only countries below them are San Marino, North Macedonia and Switzerland. But that might change with Switzerland this year. In terms of previous entries, I don't really like that many of them. My favourite would be Knez. Is it a silent K, isn't it? Who knows? With Adio, which I believe was written by Zeljko Joksimovic, who is the singer of my favourite Eurovision song ever. And then Slavko Kalezic in 2017. I liked that song. I thought it was fun. I thought the lyrics were a little bit naughty. Something must have gone on in the background that it was such a flat and dead performance. And I remember he had one bit where he was dancing and it almost looked like he had his hands in his pockets. It was like a hand in your pocket dance, and I was like, this is so unlike the music video. So I'm not sure what happened there, but they totally missed the mark with the staging, because that song was good enough to scrape into the final. And I liked him. He seemed like a cool guy. I didn't like their song last year. I thought it was very forgettable and forgettable. It was really forgettable. So I'm not going into this with massive expectations, but I never write anyone off, and I'm hoping that Montenegro can drum up a good score. Headphones on. Where's this video? My computer didn't want to put the video on itself. Wanna know my secret? Not really. Oh, please don't be awful. Please don't be awful. Oh, beautiful scenery. Beautiful scenery. Oh, this sounds so dated already. Okay, please don't do the over singing for the whole song. This doesn't work. Ooh, Balkan instruments. It's just too much emotional singing. It's like that Christina Aguilera circa 1990s, just no. Oh, the horse is a bit much, isn't it? Okay, they've hidden the original song a little bit, which is good. Oh, is he boxing or something? Very beautiful scenery, really brilliant, and Montenegro is a really beautiful country. Okay, I can still hear the chorus, which is just, oh, so awful. I catch you, I'm falling. I remember this from the national final. That they're, oh, I think that's new. Look, even they look surprised. They're like, what? Something good in our song. It's got a bit of a beat now going on as well. Oh my god. Is she sexing the horse? It's a bit My Lovely Horse for any of you who know Father Ted. All of them are just so into this exaggerated, over-emotional hand movements. Oh, that. Oh no. The people in the note. This. Okay, that is like proper 80s electro music in the background. The only way they got those kids to show up is that they told them they're getting a week off school. Or that they had loads of money hidden in their pockets. See, the guy with instruments trying to save the song, and they're just singing over him. Like this, it just looks like an ad for like a Christian summer camp. No, that's Irish. That's Irish. That's really Irish. You're stealing that from my country. Well, this is my first thoughts of the revamp. It's better. It's definitely better than the version from the national final. Obviously they can't change the melody that much. There's probably rules against that. They've added in enough distractions that you can hear how dire the song is. So that's good, you know. That might be enough to distract enough people to maybe, I don't know, not leave the room or turn their TV off. My issue with the national final was it really seemed like they were competing against each other. It didn't look like 6 members of a group. It looked like 6 people who were doing like a sing-off to like over each other to try and sing better than each other. And all that gesticulating that I mentioned before, it just comes across as amateurish and kind of like Butlin's camp doesn't 100% understand how to perform, and so they copy Christina Aguilera videos from the 90s. And when the song is already so dated, it just exaggerates that further. I mentioned in my video for Romania how that was a chorus that got stuck in my head in a positive way that I wanted to listen. This song, the chorus gets stuck in your head, but in a really irritating way, kind of like a car alarm, in like a TV advert kind of way, not in an enjoyable way. Kind of like you're being punched in the head with a tune and forced to remember it. The chorus for me is just really dated. The whole song sounds like something from a Christian pop album. It's sterile, bland, unimaginative, no risk whatsoever. The thing I find frustrating as well is that in their national final they had a song by Andrea Demirovic, which I thought was a really interesting song. Now I'm not saying that definitely would have qualified. It was quite risky, but it definitely would have had a possibility to reach the final. And in the end, I just don't get how D Mol won the televote. Like, the concept of one person liking that song is a bit of a stretch. 2 people liking that song is getting into non-fiction, and 3+ people liking that song is just wacky. It's just, how can you prefer that song over 4 other songs? I really question the result of the national final because I watched Andrea Demirovic's performance, and afterwards I presumed that she'd flopped in some capacity, and she didn't. She had a slightly risky performance. She had that guy dressed as like a zombie or something like that. But at the end of the day, her vocals were good and the song was very interesting. So I'm disappointed that Montenegro didn't send that, or any of the other 3. I can't remember the other 3 songs, but I'm sure they're better. This is my least favourite song in the national final by far. Okay, I'm gonna give it a second listen, just in case I can pick out anything else. First time I was talking over, so I'm gonna listen out a little bit more. So much. Oh god. Oh my god. Headphones off, glasses off. It's actually worse because I actually was able to hear all of the extra production. They have thrown so much shit at this. There's so much extra stuff in the background, and they've got this new like 80s electric keyboard sound that comes around halfway in. It's really cringy, really cringy. The video is like an ad for a cult. It's terrible. It's just so terrible. It's really frustrating that this has taken the place of Andrea, who could have, Look, I'm not saying Andrea would have qualified, but maybe she would, with good staging, she could have challenged. It's in semi-final 1. This is a semi-final 1 song. So this is by far the easier semi with only 17 songs. Quite a significantly lower quality. I will be gobsmacked if this qualifies. Automatically Montenegro don't have that much support. They've got Serbia in this semi, so they'll get 24 points from them. If they do qualify, it means that they will have done something epic with the staging. The staging for their national performance was exceptionally cheesy, where they were like pretending to be notes and competing with each other to sing, and then at the end they made crotchets with each other. It was really like a high school's music production. So my score for this, I've got to put it below Georgia because Georgia's definitely better than this. I would have given the original 4 or 5. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna put it up a little bit. I'm gonna give this 7 because there were more interesting things in the song, and I do think it's good for kind of comedic value. That video is just, oh, the scenery is beautiful, but the video concept is just 100% cringy. So what do you think about D Mol's Heaven? Honestly, this song just sends me to hell. When this plays in Tel Aviv, I'm gonna go to the bar. Let me know what you think about D Mol's Heaven in the comments. Please like and subscribe. If you're from Montenegro, please don't take this personally. I love Montenegro. It's a beautiful country. That's very visible from the video. Do you think that this can somehow scrape into the final? And if so, what do they need to do? Do you think the revamp is an improvement on the original song? Did it make it into your top 10 in the semi or overall? And I'll see you soon for another song from semi-final number 2. I think it might be Russia. I need to treat myself after putting myself through watching Montenegro twice. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.